Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Starlight application and let's try it number 2. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Starlight activation. If I could ever remember what my channel names are when they're supposed to be talking about them. And I'm Anthony and welcome to my story. So this video is taking place 2 days from our last video, which was about finding my tree family and how spiritually significant that was for me now that I know that I can go into a set of trees and I can not only just ground myself, I can also cleanse and clear my aura, which is amazing because it just was a mood changer immediately, and all the doubts and the frustrations were just had melted away. And I told you in that video how I pulled another layer away, all those layers of doubt and frustration, and timeline felt like it wasn't moving at all. And I feel so much better since then. Okay, so on the 31st, there were 2 readings that were out that I watched, and I've waited a day, rewatched them, and I want to give you now my take on them. So the 2 readings we're going to talk about, and they're so relevant. Excuse me. Someone's messing with my throat chakra today. Someone doesn't want me to get this message out, and I know who that person is. They won't win. That person's my ex. By the way, those of you who are following the videos, my ex did finally text me. I've been expecting a text for quite some time. It's been popping up at all my readings that communication is coming forward, electronic communication. It finally came through today as I was getting ready for this video. And I read it, and he confirms he's watching my videos. Not this channel probably, because he probably didn't know about this one. He knows about the aquascaping side. And he knows I'm okay, which is always his cue to act like he's concerned about me, so I'll respond. Well, I'm not going to respond, so there we go. But anyway, it came through, so I got confirmation on that. So that's something that I've been waiting on, and I'm like, okay, when's it going to happen? And I thought it would happen the first day of April, and it did. So it was my intuition was telling me that. All right, so the first one we're going to start with is Maluna. Now, you know, I've talked about Maluna before. She kind of goes really fast, and her messages are kind of really short. I mean, like, they're not full sentences sometimes. And sometimes you have to really pay attention to what card of one runs into another because she goes super fast. So I have just 1 page of notes for her because did want to get confused, and I didn't want to confuse you guys. So I'm trying to keep it to topic. But here is what it was. It's the full moon in Libra. What should you know? And what should you know is really coming from Spirit. It is Spirit that is saying what you should know, and here it is. And so what I love about that is this are 2 readings back to back that are both Spirit related readings. Not let's read the cards and just interpret the cards. No, these are channeled messages that are coming through. So here's the first thing. Finding something internal that is bringing you peace. The Holy Spirit can be significant for you. And then balance, courage, passion ignited. So, and with a footnote to that, your inner light is being ignited specifically. So let's break this down a little bit. Finding something internal that is bringing me peace. So through the chaos and the doubt and the anguish and anger that I was feeling towards my spirit team, I worked through all that with the help of the 2 prayer sessions in 1 day that we talked about on the last video. So really and truly, my tree family made immense progress for me. I mean, really and truly. That second prayer meditation in the daytime where I laid down between the trees, that was the clincher. And then that's the one where also that everything from that point forward just really kind of changed. So this finding internal peace is where, okay, I understand. Let me get out of my ego. Let me get out of wanting to push my timeline again, because I've done that before. and let's deal with this. So that was one of the layers that I had to pull apart. The Holy Spirit can be significant for you for my entire life since I was born. And I know some may not realize this, but I do have memories from right after I was born. And I do know that when I was younger than 5, I was carrying full-on conversations with the divine. I was having dreams of being in heaven. I've had dreams with Jesus in heaven with me. And then, of course, I've had channel messages come through me for people in the religious services that I was a member of for years. So I know there's a massive, massive imprint on my soul with the divine. And I love that. I am humbled by that. Balance, courage, passion, ignited. So it kind of like really reinforced what I want to be doing going forward. I kind of put this in with great intent. Like I said in the last video, I put forth a lot of intent into what I was talking about. And the intent I was specifically talking about is the work that I want to do going forward. And that is either my Lightworker work, or it's something like in this channel, or maybe it's my aquascaping channel, because to do on the aquascaping side, it offers a lot of therapy for you in your life, and that's the one thing I love about it. And on this side, though, my story is relevant. What I'm going through is very relevant, and it's going to become even more relevant as this tier gets broken down in society and in government. And by that, I'm talking about I'm living in North America and United States. And this will come to a pass, what we're going through now. And this will cause a shift to a greater emphasis onto humanity, how we treat each other, what we're going to allow to pass between people of different political viewpoints, and how we treat people that some seem superior to the others and feel like it's their duty to pass judgment on them. That's coming down. That old way of thinking will change. And that's basically exactly how I feel about that. All right, so for something, I really highlighted this one. She kept going back to this. Finding peace from within, something that you know that is empowering via a spiritual transformation, which now lets you see the truth in who you are. And I have talked about this before. If you're not watching the videos in order, I had a lot of struggle in the beginning about wanting to remain humble and not acknowledge the gifts that I suspected I might have, but I didn't know if I really had them. And I've decided to own up to my Emperor energy. Now, for those of you who have said this before, the deck of tarot has no gender in it. But whether you're building, or whether you are creating, or whether you are standing firm in your position, that depends on what energy you are connecting to right then in that moment. Now, because here in my studio, I'm always creating. So I am in my Empress energy. I'm creating life. I am creating life that's in water. I'm creating life that's in terrariums. So I'm always creating. So most of the time I'm in creator mode, which means I am co-creating with the universe and the divine and Gaia, and I'm in my feminine energy. But you easily transition to the other. Like I just did a week remodeling at my family's home, and I was in my builder energy. I mean, I was really physically tearing things apart and remodeling, and I was in a complete different energy. And we all do this every day. You flow from one to the next seamlessly, and you don't even think about it. It just happens. So when I say my Empress energy, it's because more often than not, I am in the creator mode, especially since the massive focus on my other channel is creating. Next up, this truth I have discovered in finding peace has ignited my passion. And yes, it has. It has brought to the forefront that I need to move pretty darn quickly. In this studio, you can see there are tanks behind me. You guys remember when I was over in the corner, the other corner by the door, you could see there was a shelf there that had tanks next to it. You had terrariums on the other side of me. There's not one spot left here that I have that I could put anything on. If I wanted to create, I could not create, and I do want to create. I have a build in mind already that's bigger than any of these that I have now. 20 gallons as high as I could go in here, and I would love to do a 55 gallon, and I know the plant that I want to put in it. So I do want to create something, and I want to be able to continue that. But right now I am maxed out. There's no other place I can go. So I've been told of a move to a new home. I believe it's coming. And so I'm kind of like maintaining what I've got going on right now, but I'm not able to create anything new, which is unfortunate because I've got it. It's in my head. Everything's in my head. Okay, so what she likes to do, Maluna likes to tell you the card name and then why it's relevant. So here we have a whole bunch of cards that popped up in the reading. And now a majority of them I'm not even talking about because they're talking about my ex, which was ironic because yes, the text just came through and she was talking about that. And I remember that's 2 days ago. She's talking about it 2 days ago. It happened today. And yes, but we don't need to go into that because I've already told you he did send me a text. But all those came true. The Two of Cups the card itself showed she was using a new deck. It's two large trees. One is a yellow tree and one is a red tree. And they're merged together. They're planted so close together, their leaves are intertwining. And then there's a section in the middle where you see the red and the yellow together on the card. It was beautiful. She said trees may be significant. And this really was the first time I watched this, I was like, holy, you know what? That just happened. I just found my tree family and I found the significance of my tree family. So when she said that, I was like, oh, wow, she is spot on. Then the Two of Cups pulled up right after that. A new love connection. Then the Moon card pulled up. Soul connection with many past lives. Meaning my new love connection is a past life soul connection that we have lived many lives together. Not always living many lives together means that we've interacted with each other in many, many lives. That doesn't mean you're always married to that person. It could be your friend, it could be your enemy, it could be a boss, it could be a neighbor, but where you connected on the 3D plane, your soul with their soul. And I knew when I saw my kingdom spouse that I think I saw face to face, I read his energy and I knew he was a past life connection. I knew it. So it's very interesting that popped up. The Four of Wands, a union's coming together, which would be a union with this person and myself. It's as if we are reconnecting, and it's going to pop up in the oracle's interpretation. We're reconnecting for a reason. Now, I was told the very first week I woke up spiritually in a general collective reading that we had a soul connection, and the last time we were together on the earth plane is when I was this person's provider, protector. And it does not mean we were not married, though. By the language that was used, I was assuming this was like maybe a couple of 100 years ago or more. And that we made a pact. It was actually this other soul initiated the pact that when we find each other again, so we knew in that lifetime that we had been together in other lifetimes before. We had knowledge of that. And they do say that when you meet a true soulmate, that you have traveled your souls together before, that you will know it and you will recognize it, and you will start to have flashbacks. You'll start to have dreams of moments that you were together. And so we had full knowledge that we were together, and that's why this other soul initiated this pact between us that the next time we were on the earth plane together, we would find each other. And I woke up first spiritually. This person should have known about me and should have started their quest to find me. That's all the information I was given, and it all resonates with me, with the way I found this individual when my Jeep broke down. Next card popped up was the Star card, meaning peace and passion, creating and creativity ignited, possibly with a business. I have said this from the beginning when I created aquascaping for the divine, because it was divinely inspired, that I thought this one day should be a business, that I should be able to do this as my passion. And so that's what I'm hoping for. Oh, by the way, this bandana belonged to my daughter. Her name was China Li Shengfu. She was a black Chinese pug. This was one of her favorite things to always wear. So when I want to feel close to her, I put this on. I just realized it when I would scratch my neck that, oh yes, I've got China's bandana on. So that's a nod to China. Moving into a new home, that popped up right again. Career focused, yes. And I don't mean as a flight attendant, I'm sorry. I love being a flight attendant, but it's not where my passion is now. It used to be, but now this is my passion. And talking to you guys is my passion. I'm hoping that I get stage work out of this because I want to be able to heal people and help people on a larger scale. I will not be single for very long. There is reward and justice for you. The reward and justice is relating to my ex. It's very interesting that popped in. And a sincere wish will be coming in, but I was not told what it was. And this one, I dropped out of my seat. Justice over an Aries. Well, you can guess what sign my ex is. The last two were two cards that popped up. And the synchronicity. 222 was one, which is meaning finding balance. And the other was 60-60, which is related to, sixes are related to balance. And then also protected by the divine in all that I do and my guides. That I have a very fierce core group that is guiding things right now. I'm not having to do anything because they are in charge. They are in charge of these timelines. And I've told you before in the other videos that timelines are extremely complex. I've seen them. I was shown them in a vision. And it looks like at first it's one timeline. It's not. The timeline then was expanded on. And it's in this mist. And everyone has a timeline. Everyone. So there's how many people there are? That's how many timelines there are. That's why I've always said God is a collective. There's no way one being could keep on track of all these timelines. So think about the relevance when you want something to happen in your timeline and you want to connect with another person on their timeline. Think about how those timelines have to shift. Sometimes the shifting takes time. So that's just for an FYI. But when I saw the timelines, I understood, and that's when I've always felt like there was more than one God. I've always felt like God was a collective since I was a child. It may be because I visited heaven. I do not know, but I did visit heaven in my dreams with God. So now let's go up to, okay, so Secret Shaman Oracle. You're questioning secure. I started laughing about this. My questioning, oh my God. So those days that I was like really naggy, bitchy, frustrated. Yeah, I was questioning, all right. I was questioning everything. Your questioning secured a blessing. It's permanent. And so I thought, oh, wow. So basically, and I said this before to my guys, I don't know why I'm feeling this way. So I was put under some type of, there was a reason I had to go through all this because there were more layers that I had to get rid of. But yeah, we're tested for a reason. So this to me, I believe, was another test, and my answer was it was several days of me just complaining and getting things off my chest. And so this blessing, it's permanent. Why? Spirit has found you right at this moment. So she's saying, why has? And her reading confirms why Spirit has, or I hope it does. I didn't go back and reread the title after I got through it. So, oh, I cannot read myself my own handwriting. She started out by saying, small tweaks that I am making is bringing more positivity into my life. Oh, I will say amen to that, because I wasn't talking about anything that was earth-shattering. Nothing was earth-shattering. I was just complaining about everything. And then as I started complaining and as I started pulling away these little fragments of doubt and fear and confusion and frustration, it really did feel a lot better. They were not like what I would call, everyone was like a full layer of the onion that we say we pull away from in your shadow work. No, these were fragments. These were things that was like residual from the last times I'd done anything that were still there and still causing me. I didn't realize they were there until I underwent this. And then I was like, okay, well, if you're going to, if I'm going to have to say something now because I'm not getting an answer. And here we go. And I started talking about it. And it was like removing, I was doing a lot of paint scraping, and it's like removing paint scrape off of something like wood or whatever. And sometimes it comes off in very little pieces, but it's satisfying to do it. I mean, it's kind of what it's like. Be mindful of your thoughts, for they shape your reality. So you want to banish self-doubt. Use positive affirmation. Because a lot of times I would talk about, well, I don't believe that, or I don't see that happening, or this is taking too long, or blah, blah, blah. So I was putting all this negativity out there, and I had to go back and clean all that out. I had to purge all that back out. And when I did it twice in one day, and I told you guys about it. I did it in the morning, during the sunshine, and then I did it at night. And I felt like, oh, finally the one at night, I knew it took hold because I felt so much fresher and better after it. Know you are worthy of love and success. Okay, that's a big one on me because sometimes I was getting stuck into feeling unworthy until I remembered who I am. Until I remembered I'm the same person that cleared an over 400-year curse on my family's lineage. I'm the same person that is of royal blood. My original bloodline wore crowns. I am royal. And when I remembered my regality and the fact that I have been chosen for this, not just anyone could have done this because this curse has lasted for 400 years. I come along and have the difficult childhood, teenager, and young adult to where I'm made fun of and bullied, which made me stronger and caused me, because my family wasn't really religious, but they believed I was going to hell. I spent more than almost 3 years in a Bible study just for gays and lesbians to combat their lashes. And so I believe that is what made me stronger. I hate to say it like this, but it's sort of like what Jesus went through in his life. If he could speak to us now, would he say that everything he went through made him stronger? That's one way I can think about it. I'm not saying his whole life was like that. Mine was, because I was different. I was a redhead with pale and freckles, and I was made fun of. I was too tall for all of the other kids. I knew I liked little boys when I was 5, and I was horrible at sports until I chose the sport that I excelled in. And so I didn't fit the mold, and I was an easy target for ridicule and harassment and bullying on a daily basis. And I think when you live through that, I'm not saying this for everyone, it can toughen you up. It can show you that if you did that, there's nothing you can't do and you are unstoppable. But that's years in the making, years in the making. It's not a life that I would want anyone to have to go through, especially with my beginning, where I knew as an infant I was abandoned. I knew I was unwanted and I was passed off. If it hadn't been for my mom pushing for my adoption for 5 full years, I do not know what had happened to me if I had stayed in that situation. I may not be alive at this point today because the other children have not had favorable outcomes. So that's just kind of like a little side note. So this knowing that you're worthy of love and success, that was very meaningful for me, and that was one of the first things that brought me to tears, is when I listened to her message. You're being prepared for more responsibility, and I remember her saying that you are easily capable of this responsibility, that this is not going to be something that's hard for you at all. You're going to use your natural talents, and this is going to be seamless because you were created for something like this. Here's where she was kind of talking about moving forward, is to be and show kindness to others, spread love wherever you go, embrace and balance the shadow and the light within you. So I think that's kind of like encapsulated everything that I was going through. I was balancing the shadow and the light, the spread love wherever you go. That really does resonate with me, especially as being a flight attendant. I try that constantly. I try to do that with all my passengers because I know how difficult it is to sit on a tiny, crowded plane. I mean, they're not all tiny, but I mean, size-wise, but the seats are tiny, and you're shoved in there with other people that you usually don't know. And I know how uncomfortable it is, and I try to bring my joy and love to my passengers. And it's effortless because when I do it, I receive back energy from my passengers, so it doesn't deplete me. It doesn't deplete my light. It's not like I'm just giving, and getting nothing in return. No, I'm getting abundance in return. So I am living in abundance. No matter how you want to look at it, I can say now that I am so thankful that I can pay my bills. So therefore, I'm living in abundance financially. That's one way to look at this. This is how you turn that phrase around. Instead of complaining about a lack of, be thankful for what you have and what you're able to do with it. That's one of the keys that I was taking away from this reading. From my okay, let me just read what this is. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Now this section here is something I've been toying with for quite a while, but I've never said it on a video. Clean energy food. Now, at first I thought she got two things confused, like clean energy and then food. No, she meant clean energy food. Increased well-being with organic products equals higher vibrations and better relationships with healthy options. Being more particular of what you're purchasing, meaning a conscientious consumer, that what you put into your vessel matters. So I know we're under massive constraints right now financially with food prices, gas prices, everything that's gone out crazy, and people losing their health care and their SNAP benefits. So I can't say, like, go out there and just toss everything out, though, and try to get what's organic, because you're putting it into your body and it will help you. I just know that when things that I've liked in the past that I go to, like especially frozen food that I go to prepare, and I taste it and I don't like it and I don't eat it. That's been happening to me a lot lately, and I have been wanting to buy organic already, and I just cannot push that envelope forward financially. Number one, because I'm gone so much, I basically need stuff that does stay frozen, or because I have to go to the store every time I come in because I don't have a big kitchen. I have a tiny kitchen, and aquascaping is in my kitchen as well. And so I have very little room for food. And I have noticed it time and time again that when I eat something that is better for me, I don't have digestive problems. I'm having digestive problems like crazy. Food is not tasting the same. I can tell the difference. And I thought there was just something going on with me that's weird. That may not be the case. That may be the fact that I'm going through what she's talking about right now. I'm even going to go as far as to say, this new person coming forward, I believe has a nutrition, at least somewhat of a nutritious background in food nutrition or nutrition in general. Now, my undergraduate degree is in healthcare management, but I took nutrition classes. And I know the importance of balanced nutrition and eating organic already. I already know that. And I grew up half of my life on a farm where we grew our own fruits and vegetables. Nothing else tastes like that. So I have a background in it, and I know it. I've lived it. And so I want to get back to that again. So I'm hoping that when I get to move, I get to have my own garden again and start growing my own food again, because that is very important to me. See dollars or money as a tool. Release any resentments surrounding lack of. Okay, we just kind of talked about that. No more complaining. Complaints are affirmations of victimhood. No more complaining equals sever those ties. So there we have it again. So something that I just brought up, she had brought it up again and I missed it, about the complaining. Because when you do complain, it sends that message out into the universe. So you don't want that. You want to be able to stop that kind of stuff. You want to be able to get a hold of it and be thankful in whatever you can be thankful of and be sincere, and then work on the others. Let's see, here we go. Oh, I had to write so tiny on some of these. You are receiving help from heaven, and a person is bringing forth skills to your personal life and career. Both parties benefit as a result. That's my past life connection right there. That embodies my past life connection. Spirit, oh my God, this is the best one. Oh, this is the best one. Okay, so I'm going to tell on myself. I yelled out in one of my prayer sessions, I asked the divine and my spirit team, do you know what it's like to live in the 3D? Like, and I was pissed. I was really, really pissed about all the pressures we're under. This was what I got back. Spirit knows how tough it is to be a human. You have the right to complain, but not to live in it. I swear. When she said that into the card, I was on the sofa. I really wanted to fall off the sofa. I was so shocked by it. I shouldn't be shocked at anything anymore, right? I mean, the things that I have gone through, the things that I've witnessed, the things that I've been able to do, I should not be shocked about anything. Let love guide your actions and intentions from this point on. Spread kindness wherever you go. She actually even said, spreading kindness is your job. You have no other job than that. You create and you spread kindness. So when you create, make sure you're creating with kindness. I was like, wow, I love that. Because I do, when I go places publicly, I don't turn off that ability to talk to strangers. It just gets enhanced. I get into lots of people's conversations. And no one has told me to shut up yet. Most people welcome me bumping into them and giving them my 2 cents, and always with a smile, just like I'm doing now. But at first I thought I should just shut up and mind my own business. I thought, heck no, I have this gift, I'm going to use it. So I've started using it in public as well. Ask for your needs to be met by God and the angels, and they will assist you. You can overcome all. So I did list some things that I wanted help with. a lot of health issues that I wanted help with, and financial issues that I wanted help with, so that I could continue to create and we can find a solution for me moving forward out of this place into another where I can continue on and expand and grow. Be aligned. Be aligned intention with your heart's desire. Okay, so aligning your intentions with your heart's desire equals pursuing dreams with confidence. You are stepping into being aligned in the new cycle. Liberation, hope, trust, renewal, all equals being aligned. I have been gifted to see the signs from the angels and the ancestors. A lot of my signs come forward in song lyrics, like a loop. Not so much in dreams, because I have a really hard time remembering anything I dream. I try to pay attention, but I have a really hard time with that. And I get a lot of visions. Spirit is helping you grow and learn through opportunities, which equates to keep learning. Forgive yourself, let go of any guilt, learn and grow from past mistakes. Do not dwell in them. And the beautiful part about it is that, and her readings are generally 45 minutes to an hour, because she goes into great detail and she weaves all the cards in together. And I love that about it, because it all builds on the message that where she starts with. And so what I loved about this is she started that message in the very beginning, which was oh, where are we? Why has Spirit brought you at this time? And it was to forgive your past mistakes. Do not dwell. Let go of the guilt. That let love guide you. Spread joy. So all the little things that we're talking about that popped up afterwards is all affirmations about what's going on, what is going on. Now, there weren't really any specific cards that she pulled out that really dealt with my ex, other than, and most of them I don't even pay attention to anymore, because we've gone over that story so many times. But there was some in there of overcoming an obstacle, overcoming a legal battle, because we'll have to get divorced and things like that. So I know that I am protected from anything like that pops up. So that is confirmation on that level. I hope this has resonated with you, and where you can take maybe some small pieces of this testimonial, and if it helps, apply it to your life, and to go forward and maybe experiment with trying to put some of this into action. And if you do, whatever success that you have, please post a comment eventually down in the video section where the comments are. I would love to hear that, because I always feel like I'm putting these videos out there. They're timeless. So whenever you read or watch this video is when you're meant to watch it, I believe. And so when the comments can come through, because the channel is getting very little viewership now, and remember that dates back to my guides saying that they held me on the sidelines for a purpose. They're getting me ready to be able to take the handle of a volume of people coming through in the channel. And so I do appreciate that. And so I want to let you know that I hope it resonates. And until our next video update, I'm wishing you guys nothing but light and love, and have a great day. And thanks for spending time with me. Bye-bye.